Hi Libra, so glad that you could join me today for this reading for the 1st to the 15th of April. And as normal, it's a general reading, so it may not pick up on everything that's going through your life at this moment, but it could pick up in maybe one or two topics. And it may only be one card that is relevant to your situation that could maybe answer a question or pass on a message. So if something pops out at you, then listen to what's being said and see if it's relevant for your situation. Let's have a look at what these cards are saying. Let's start over here. Now we've got the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. Now, I have noticed here that yes, you have these two kings in quite close proximity, but you've also got the King of Wands over here as well. So there's three very masculine, authoritative figures within the first six cards. So I would reckon that all of these energies are part of the one person, and they're being displayed possibly at slightly different times, but they're still all part of that one person's intention and energy and drive. Now, is it possible that this is you? Are you someone that likes to know the truth? And you want things to be reasonable and logical. And you want a predictable pattern there. You want to be able to know what's going to come next. And you feel that you have a good knowledge of most things. And your grounding in truth is something that has always set you right on your path. And because of that, your need for knowledge and your belief in doing the right thing is paramount. And that is a huge part of your personality, your intelligence, your logical nature, being able to work things out. Now, in doing this, is there a problem that you're having to try to solve? And it could be that in trying to get to the bottom of whatever this truth is, are you maybe having to be a little bit cutting, a little bit harsh? Because with the Knight of Wands in reverse here, are you maybe having to be blunt about certain things? And there could be disagreements, and there could be, fractures within your relationships because of this frankness. And it's all because you want to get down to what the truth of the matter is. Because does it have something to do with resources? Are you trying to get to the truth of a situation where possibly money or a car or, misusing different resources that has caused difficulty in your relationship? And because you are authoritative, because you are the leader, because you're someone that people navigate towards, are you maybe someone that solves problems? So is there a particular problem here that you're trying to get to the bottom of in the quickest way possible? You don't mind if you hurt someone's feelings, you don't mind if you're being a little bit cutting. You just want the truth. Let's move on to the next set of cards. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Now, is this a moment where things are about to come to light? Opportunities are going to arise. And this could be a focal point in your relationship. This could be the moment where there's a turning point that people begin to take responsibility. Because this is the moment where you walk up and you spin the wheel. Now, for the majority of the time, it is a pleasant experience. It is a moment of moving forward, of taking responsibility, of fate or destiny. But this is a moment of forward movement. So is this a moment where someone is taking responsibility for their actions? Are they maybe saying, yeah, that was me, I did whatever this was? And it could be that, there is a reason. It could be there's a reason for what happened. If it was regarding money or a car or whatever it may be, was there a moment where a decision had to be made in crisis? And it wasn't maybe well thought out. It was more about balancing the needs in that moment where things were a little bit difficult, a little bit shaky, and you had to make a decision of what the priority was. And that could be the link here with the pentacles here, the practicality, the resources. This is the moment where someone takes responsibility for a decision in the face of, someone who is in control. And you have to justify your actions. Now, with the third king, the King of Wands here, this person is very passionate. This person has action and determination on their minds. And it could be that, whatever this resource was, did it have a part to play in whatever the passion and the ideas and the creativity that takes place within whatever business or whatever project, whatever it is for you as an individual, as part of Libra. Now, this could be that are you maybe taking over as a manager or leading a project, and you're coming in to try to make it more effective. You're trying to boost the profits and make the product more reliable and make it, of a better quality that people are drawn to this. And it could be that you do have to be pretty harsh and pretty brutal, and break a few eggs in order to get this level of efficiency and quality up to a higher standard. And this could be the turning point. The point where, yes, you're multitasking, but are you also in a moment of crisis? Are you multitasking and jumping around trying to cover all the bases because there's a struggle? And is that why you've maybe been brought in? To reduce the struggle? To develop creative ideas and bolster people's determination and passion in producing whatever this is, because this is going to be the turning point. All of these different parts, all of these different energies are coming together in order to make change, positive change. Now let's move down to the next set of cards here, and we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. Now that is a huge weight to have on your shoulders. There could be a lot of worry about the disagreements that you've been having, worry about the resources that's available to you. Is the turnaround maybe not as quick as you hoped it would be? So there's a lot of different worries that are going round your mind. You could be a little bit obsessed about it. You could be going to bed at night and all of these thoughts are just popping in your head and bing, you're awake. So sleeping and getting your rest is something that you might find a little bit difficult just now. And that is something that you need to be careful of then, because if you're not getting proper sleep, It's a little bit difficult to be detached and logical. This could also be with the Page of Wands here. A new experience. Are you maybe stepping up in your role into a leadership role? Something that's new, something that's not quite gelled, but it's an action that you want to move forward in. And you want to be familiar with this role. And you want to have the confidence and be able to be commanding. You want to be able to fill those shoes instead of being uncertain about yourself. And with the Page of Cups in reverse behind it, are there moments where instead of being confident and the person who is the leader, the person that people come to for answers, are you maybe feeling vulnerable? Are you maybe having a loss of trust in yourself? And this could be a lot more difficult than you ever thought it could be. So between having to fill these new shoes and feeling vulnerable while you're doing it is something that is going to be a challenge. Now, that could be a reason why you're also worrying. Are you maybe questioning yourself of whether or not you're up to this challenge? With the Three of Swords in reverse here, has there maybe been something that you've overheard that's been a little bit nasty? It could be that there's some hurtful comments that's been said about how you go about things. So it could be that, your confidence and your vulnerability of what's being said is something that, you are struggling a little bit with. It could be that you need to have someone to tell you that you're on the right path. The difficulty in that, though, is that you are the leader. You're the one that people come to when they want reassurance. So there's very few people that you could happily approach to look for that reassurance. And that is another worry for you, another reason to keep your eyes open at night and your mind whirring round. And it could be that with things that you have overheard, of the hurtful things, the nasty things, that the comments that are probably untrue. It could be that people are just trying to hit back a little bit. But all of those things are having an effect on you, because with the Hermit in reverse here, does that make you want to withdraw, to pull away from being confident in those round about you. Because whenever you go near, are you maybe worrying a little bit about what will be said? So are you maybe looking into yourself a little bit more to give yourself validation and going over and over the things that you've done in a sort of self-evaluation? But this is very isolating for you. And there is a little bit of possibly paranoia seeping in as well. But the reason that you took this job, the reason that you took this role on, this leadership role, was so that you could get whatever this is, project, business, whatever the action is, you're wanting it to grow, develop, become something that you're proud to be part of, something that you love being involved in. An environment that is nurturing regardless of what people are saying. And something that will develop so that maybe in time there could be further projects that may not be related to the one that you're doing, but one that maybe someone else can take on. So that there is actually quite a lot in this reading, because this is about your self-development. You're developing your knowledge and your reason and using your intellect. It's developing your confidence. It's developing your role as a leader, as an effective manager. And even if that is your own pay packet or the resources within your household, it is a leadership role, and that people will come to you. And it's one where you have to be creative in order to do things that you want to do. You have to pick and choose the things that give you the most pleasure. Because money or resources could be very tight, and it could cause, the odd disagreement, and you having to be, quite blunt. And, you need to look after yourself if someone else is maybe a little bit abusive of the resources that are being given to them. But this is your moment to shine. This is your moment where you take all of these opportunities and you run with them. And you see where you land. And regardless of the worries and the insecurities that you have and the things that other people may say, that's their opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. And because of the role that you're in, you may feel that you have to distance yourself a little bit. But that does not mean that you're going to let things slide because this is something you're passionate about. This is something that you want to develop. This is something that you want to bring away from crisis and become abundant so that you can have the pleasure and the passion and be in control and have the resources and the quality life. Use your intellect, and the world is your oyster. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Now, even though this reading does have its challenges, there is a great positivity here. There are many positive self development and opportunities for you. This is the time for you to grow. Wish you the best of luck. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Now, have a great couple of weeks, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Bye.